Hello everyone, welcome to this first episode of a new series I want to start called Against All Odds. And the idea behind this series is to show you guys that even when all the odds are stacked against you, you can still win. And in this case, during this match, I had loads of lag, and that's not something that I was imagining. I actually found out after the match that there was still a few downloads running on my computer, and those were taking up all the bandwidth. Right now the footage is two times speed, and this will go on for a few minutes because my idea is to show you the entire match, which was I think 24 minutes, so with speeding up the parts where not much happens, I'll be able to show you the entire match and show you that I wasn't doing anything crazy to actually come out on top despite the tremendous lag I had. The lag will be much clearer once the speed up is over, which is in 2 minutes or something, and then you'll see me running in place sometimes, or the screen will do this shocking movement, and when you're actually in control yourself, it's really obvious because you try to do a strafe to the left or to the right, or you're trying to run and everything just happens delayed. I mean, we've all probably experienced lag, but looking at the video now, it wasn't really as clear as I'd hoped, but I'll point it out when it comes by so that you can really see that I had a lot of lag, and friends I was playing with also told me that they could see me running in place sometimes and whatnot. And one note about lag actually, and I want to make a dedicated video about this at some point, but I hear a lot of people saying that they have lag, especially when they're angry or raging or not getting the kills they want, and they often conclude that they have lag from the fact that they shoot at somebody and are not getting the kill. They're like, oh, I shot a whole clip into this guy, how come he's still alive, blah blah blah. If you really want to know if you have lag or not, pay attention to how you walk, not how you shoot, because you want to shoot well, and whenever you make a mistake, it's easy and completely human nature to want to blame some external factor like lag for the fact that things didn't go the way you expect them to. And even if you're aware of that, it's still hard to stop yourself from blaming lag for not getting your kills. But instead, if you really have lag, then everything you do is affected by it, and walking is the most obvious example of that. So if you really have lag, then your walking is jerky. You might think that you're going to walk into a door, but you sort of face plant into the side of the wall and have to strafe a bit before you go into the door, and you run in place for a second and stuff like that. That's when you really have lag. And I'm saying this for console players because I know that PC players can actually see what ping they have. On console you cannot. Anyway, that's enough about lag. As you could see, I don't know if you actually noticed, when we started out, I think 30 seconds ago or something, or a minute ago, we didn't have a single flag, and we were 50 tickets behind. Right now we're oh, you saw that? That was the lag. Now we're 60 tickets behind. We had the difficult spot because we were of course coming from the sea direction, from the seafront, I mean. And the point of this video is that, well, you see me pulling up the scoreboard each time, is that we actually win this match, and I get the MVP for this match as well, despite the fact that I have a lot of lag compared to the other players. And I'm not really showing this to show off my skills or something, because I do well at the game, but I don't really have skills the way that people traditionally think about it. You can see I can't shoot. I can shoot obviously, but I don't shoot any better than average. I mean, I have to look it up on the BF3 stats website, but I think for a console player I have average accuracy, which is like, I think around 14% or something, or 13%, something like that. And on top of that, I also increased my sensitivity a few weeks ago, and I want to learn to play with that, which completely ruins my accuracy even more. Anyway, my point being is that I don't have some sort of magical reflexes or accuracy to get crazy kill streaks with or whatever, but that instead I think the high scores that I get and the wins that I get mostly come from playing the objective in a smart way, because I mean, unlike popular sentiment, I think most people do honestly try to play the objective, but don't really know how. And the fact that they don't really know how to do that effectively translates into them looking like they're just sort of dicking around. But, well, I honestly believe that most people who try to play the game correctly, or at least to the point. Anyway, I think my point being that I think that the way I play the objective gets me a lot of points, and the way I move around gets me a lot of kills, despite the fact that I can't really aim very well. But now on top of that, I also have to have this stupid lag. Now, as you see, I already killed a few tanks, and now I'm running at 2 tanks and trying to get the C4 on that, which is pretty dumb and a huge example of you getting greedy. I love C4ing tanks. I think it's a great feeling, you know, because you as an infantry are much weaker than the tank, so the payoff of, you know, sneaking up to it and then making a blow is just, you know, pretty empowering. But then sometimes I already decide to run for a tank when it's really not that smart, and here I'm pressing the wrong button, which is also pretty dumb. I do play a lot of other games, not only Battlefield. I love playing a variety of games. Before this I was playing Syndicate. I was also playing Homefront that weekend, I think. And basically they have different button layouts, so when you switch back to Battlefield, then, you know, the game just controls differently. Oh, this is another example of being totally greedy. I noticed that my friend is getting shot at and I'm like, oh well, I'll come help you, except I suck and I die. So it's really an example of, as I said, I don't aim very well, you know, just average. And when there are 2 guys there, I shouldn't go and stand in the line of fire, but I should have run around and flanked them, because if I'd flanked them, I'd probably been able to get them both. So whenever this happens to me, I'm really like, shit, why did I do that? I should have flanked them. And then, you know, just like I did with running at 2 tanks, I'm like, shit, don't run at every tank you see, but, you know, think about if you can actually reach them. So I do make a lot of mistakes. Ooh, yeah, that was the lag again. I do make a lot of mistakes, but I try to sort of keep a constant feedback loop running, and sometimes I forget and then I don't do too well. But I want to get back a little bit again on why I want to show these videos. It's also, the idea behind this series is to be sort of hopeful for people that don't have, you know, the elite skills or whatever, because I don't. And I want to show that you can still do well despite that. Battlefield is actually the only game where I perform sort of above average, and with above average I mean that I have a KDR of about 1.5, a win-lose ratio of about the same, and an SPM of around 500, somewhere in 500, 550 or something. And this is with not too many play hours. I play, I think, 5 to 7 hours a week or something, which isn't really that much. I played more when the game just came out. I played Battlefield Bad Company, which the skills from that game completely transferred to this game, so that made a huge difference, of course. And what else do I want to say? That I've only been playing shooters for 2 years now, and I've only been playing on console for 4 years. Before that I was always playing on PC. So my point being is that to do well at this game and get satisfaction from it, no matter what's going on, like lag, for instance, that doesn't have to be a reason to not do well at the game, because everybody can find a way to play that suits their skill set. And in this case, what I think I do mostly, because I've been thinking about this, of why do I actually do well at this game and sort of average at most other games, is that I'm very focused on the objective continuity. Like you can see, I'm always running for an objective. Like I said in the SPM video, I'm either taking an objective, running for an objective, or engaged in some sort of firefight or C4ing a tank. Also throw down med packs, ammo packs in this case, of course, because otherwise I can't have my C4. So yeah, I'm sort of busy, always running for objectives. The other reason, I think, is the flanking, taking routes that puts me behind the enemy or to the side of the enemy, and also a particular type of situational awareness, because I can be pretty blind to enemies sometimes, especially when I see these videos back. I'm like, shit, how could I not have seen that? At the same time, I do look at my minimap a lot, and I notice that I often see enemies that my friends haven't seen yet, and I can get pretty quick kills on that as well. That was another bit of lag that you saw there. Also being aware of things like small things, like for instance the kill cam. When you kill somebody, they can see the next 5 seconds of your life, unless you're of course playing hardcore, which I never do in this game because you still, well, never mind, that's a different topic. Hardcore on Battlefield Bad Company was very different from hardcore here, so to me hardcore on Battlefield 3 doesn't really feel like hardcore at all. Anyway, you get the kill cam, and so if you kill someone, they can see the next 5 seconds or 10 seconds of your life. So make sure you go somewhere else, especially if you're on a red flag, because if you're on a red flag, they can spawn back in and they look for you and they kill you immediately. So it's these small things that can really help you stay alive. Apart from that, I do actually die quite a lot. I don't really, I mean, it's annoying to die, of course, but I don't honestly care about my kill death ratio. I just want it to be above 1.0, so that I know that I, you know, that I'm not a burden to my team with that. But sometimes I am negative, and I've even had matches where I'm MVP but negative, so that's completely possible. Now I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, I'm suiciding with the C4. Lately I've been trying to actually run away from tanks far enough to not get killed, but really if you, like now I had the lag, and what I was doing every time I was trying to C4 the tank, I was immediately like banging the button to detonate it, and it would just not happen. It was so frustrating, so I was just like, considering the lag I have, I'm adjusting my gameplay and trying to do everything before it's even relevant. I mean, you see me shooting a lot of bullets. I try to pre-fire as well. Actually, I'm not sure why I'm talking about this at this exact moment, because I'm actually doing really badly here, because I can't shoot anyone. But anyway, my point being that, especially with the lag, but in general it's a good idea to pre-fire. But then with the tanks, the point was actually that when you know that you don't have a lot of time to set off the C4, or there are enemies around, especially infantry, then just suicide, because taking out a tank is totally worth 1 ticket, because that's what you're doing. You're giving up 1 ticket for a tank. Tanks often have 2 people in it, so you're already stealing 2 tickets from them. And additionally, of course, it's a tank, so it's a very powerful tool that can be used to take away a lot more tickets than just 1 from your team. So don't hesitate to make that sacrifice. And I did a nice little running, yeah, look, lag. This was so frustrating. Like, I'm thinking of making a video about why we rage so much in multiplayer games, and this type of lag would probably have raged up quite a lot of people who would have stopped playing and whatnot, and I was sort of tempted to do the same. And one way to deal with it is humor. And I'm not going to tell you how to be funny, but I was playing with a friend, so I was on the mic with him, and I just kept making jokes about my moonwalking, and I think I started singing the lag song, and generally just trying to put things in perspective and just make myself lag instead of rage, because it makes laugh instead of rage. I was lagging enough already. To help keep my focus actually, and to stay relaxed enough to just play. So as you can see, we sort of caught up with the other team now. I have to admit, I mean, it's not, I'm not saying that this win is all due to me or something, not at all. I mean, of course, as I showed at the beginning, the teams were half empty when the match started, and because we were losing, we were getting all the new players. So that's one thing I've seen people comment about, why they always spawn into the losing team. Well, you spawn into the losing team because putting extra people on the losing team makes sure that the losing team still has a chance of winning. So, of course, we got some fresh blood there, so that probably helped. I mean, I didn't keep track of who was new. Maybe somebody actually shot toward the top of the board in the last 5 minutes or something. Can totally happen. Somebody did some nice parking there with the Amtrak. I'm never sure what to do with that thing. I know there are a lot of theories about how you can use it. You see me lagging there? It's ridiculous. But anyway, I don't know how to use that thing. It's so whoa, it's so slow, and that's really beyond my playstyle. So I can't really give you any advice on how to use the Amtrack. I hate starting on the seaside on this map because it's such a disadvantage. I mean, you really need people that are good in the little birds, and I can't fly at all. I really don't know how to fly. I mean, I know how to practice and I know how to keep it in the air, but I really also don't enjoy it. So I mean, I play for fun. So everything I do in the game is because I want to. I'm not a competitive player. I like to win. I like to do well, but I don't like to actually be better than anyone in particular. I don't like the competitive mindset, you know? It's like if somebody beats me fair and square, then that's cool, you know? A lot of power to them. So I just like the general challenge of online play, but I'm not gonna practice with something I don't enjoy just to get better. I mean, it's really just a game to me that I enjoy being good at certain aspects, and other aspects I could really care less, and flying is one of them. I tried flying a jet a few times, and my greatest achievement in flying jets is to crash my jet into somebody else's jet. That was that felt like quite the achievement at the time. and that was the end of my flying career. So no jet jet tutorials for me. Nemesis ribbon, I love those. I hate it when somebody gets Nemesis on me though, of course, obviously. You see, when I'm taking flags, I'm often just sort of hiding, and the more unsure I am of my play, like the stronger the other team is, the more I will just honestly avoid them. Like, I will just run away from enemies. Now in this case we're actually doing pretty well, but the match was very balanced toward the end. As you can see, they have 20 tickets, we have 27, so they can still make a comeback. But then again, I mean, we now have 2 flags, so it's going toward us now. I mostly covered all the points I wanted to make. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's not the most exciting really to see, you know, from moment to moment. Also, I didn't use a script this time. I script the game plan videos, I script them and I read them out. I find that much easier. Sort of talking into space like this is not really natural for me. Also, I have sort of a teacher mindset, so the game plan idea sort of fits with what I like to do because it sort of explains things. But with these videos, I hope I sort of showed something nice. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, or maybe even subscribe.